Hi, this is Aisha, and here we thrive and heal beyond the narcissistic abuse. Let's watch this video.
I don't think people realize that every time you try, you are rewiring your brain.
Neuroplasticity, baby. It is scientifically proven. That's what they call neuroplasticity. Every single time you make a different decision, every single time you choose to think a different, more high vibrational thought, no matter how small it is, you are building brand new neural pathways that are going to help support that new way of thinking. And when you keep feeding those thoughts, when you keep feeding those new neural pathways, the old ones die out. That's when your new habits and your thought processes get locked in.
The original creator said that every time that you try, you are rewiring your brain. Every new thought, every new decision, every new way of regulating yourself after being triggered or after narc abuse. It's like, if our brain is really this neuroplastic and this flexible, what does this mean for narc abuse survivors? Because we are easily primed to get stuck into the loop that they want us in. Every time that they invalidate your feelings, your reality, your truth, or hurt you, belittle you, degrade you, or gaslight you, or withhold your emotional needs, withhold apologies, withhold remorse, withhold changed behavior, they will continue holding that leverage of being an actual human with empathy and emotions and, compassion. They will continue to leverage that over you until we stop giving them that power by not thinking or acting the same way about what they do. By becoming that person that thrives beyond the abuse, not get sucked into their tornadoes whenever they erupt. Wait, no, volcanoes erupt. When you've been circling around in this tornado your whole life through a narc family cult, it can feel impossible to get out. Imagine you in the tornado and normal people outside the tornado. But there's a reality where you somehow get out of the tornado, and with every step, every walk away from the tornadoes, you gain the strength, you get rooted and heavy in your peace and truth and your reality, and not seeking them to soothe or to have remorse for anything. You get stronger and stronger as you walk away from the tornado until you're running away from it, and any sign of other future tornadoes, you run away from it instead of running towards them. But imagine the difference between you when you're running away and you're stronger at like a mile away versus a step or a few steps away. How easy it is to get sucked back in when you're close to it. How easy to get sucked back in when you are in proximity. And that person that's a mile away, how are they thinking? What are they doing? What's their self-concept? Are they a victim of narcissistic abuse, or are they a survivor? Are they evolved and thriving beyond the abuse? When they see a red flag for a tornado, do they go and follow it, or do they run away from it? Because we tend to attract future narcissists, right? And that's because we see those signs and we're familiar with it. But a person that's a mile away from the tornado, a healthier person, with secure attachment, they'll see those red flags and walk away. They won't see it as something to engage in. Especially narc abuse survivors, you will know how hard and how much work and effort it took to walk away from that tornado. If you followed me this far with this tornado reference, then this is the place for you. So there's two versions of you, right? The version of you now and the version that you want to be. The version of you that's triggered and that is unhealed and your nervous system's still in fight or flight, or the version of you that's secure and healed or healing. It's not constantly triggered by the narcs, that is quick to withdraw when you don't get the same respect and love and decency that you would give. The person that sticks to boundaries, that sets boundaries and sticks to them. The main the main hurdle that narc abuse survivors that we have with thinking that there's an after to this, to thinking that we'll ever get better or that we'll ever heal, is those first couple steps that are so hard, like super hard, until you do it over and over again, and you make a new decision, and you have a new thought, and you affirm a new reality, and then it gets easier one day randomly. But as long as you just keep on the route, the step to walk away and leave a conversation when they say something like, oh, that's just in your head, versus being like, oh no, that's not just in my head, this is what actually happened, and getting more stuck into the loop of the tornado and the chaos. The step to see what they do for what they do, instead of being like, oh, but like if they just see it a certain way, they'll understand, or they'll have remorse, or they'll have empathy. The step to just decide to stay in your energy, and you know what you want and you love and you deserve, and when they do it, you don't seek after them. The old you would have stood in that conversation and defended yourself, or continued the convo even though they're reeling you into chaos with little jabs about your sanity and your ability to even think straight. And for me, at least, I would just get flustered because I would be in fight or flight mode. I would get flustered over my words, not saying that my words didn't have any less value, but they would see me get flustered and be like, oh yeah, look at you, you're flustered, you blah blah blah. And that'd get me even more frustrated to get what I have to say out, because I'm not getting it out right, because I'm just too anxious and too triggered, and they would just throw it back in my face. These steps to disengage, to walk away, any little step towards just disengaging is literally showing your mind and your body that you are worth more. And if you grew up in a narc family cult, this is the hardest thing to do, because you're literally primed and conditioned to stay and get stuck in their tornado. To become brave enough to let them think and do whatever they want, to not try to get them to see your reality, to let them be alone in their own illusion, because they thrive and they will never break out of their illusion, and you just keep trying to get them to have a theory of mind and to see your perspective, but they can't hold two perspectives. Either they win or either they lose. And a step for you to just not engage with that is so powerful and so important for your body and your mind to see and to acknowledge, oh hey, okay, when someone is rigid like that and they want to be stuck in their illusion, it's my time to go. The power to see their words and their actions and their lack of actions, the lack of apology or etc., to be as their character and to be as them, moving through the world and moving through that moment exactly how they want to move, and not as something that maybe they don't know the whole story, maybe they would like to hear my perspective. No, that's just what they're doing, and that's not a sign for us to pursue and to pour more of our energy into it just for them to continue misunderstanding you on purpose. The power and the bravery and the courage to not even try to defend yourself and to tell them your truth, or to be vulnerable with them of how they've hurt you or whatever, which is so hard for me like right now too, is just trying to like be okay and calm and not emotionally or like energetically or just anxious, and self-soothing myself within my own truth without having to use them or have them see my perspective or acknowledge me for me to feel that way, because I'm so used to getting invalidated by them that it's like a bigger hole and wound for me when they continue to invalidate me. That's like, imagine sticking your hand, like standing outside of the tornado and sticking your hand in the tornado, because you're like, oh, if I just tell them, my perspective, maybe they'll understand and they'll meet me in the middle. Maybe they'll compromise, maybe they'll have mercy, and have some compassion. You stick your hand back in the tornado and they just suck you right back in the tornado. It's literally not even worth it at all. And in this tornado, to them it's normal, right? But to you it's just dysfunction and chaos, and for you internally and just in the dynamic. It's especially hard when you are tolerating them, when you live with them, when you're in close proximity with them, to fully embody, the person that you were meant to be, because they keep on trying to like reel you back in. And even in just situations that any type of conflict or disagreement, it just re-triggers you because they just stay rigid. They stay so rigid, and you have to bend and be flexible and be like, oh, I'm sorry, like, yeah, you're right. And even then, they need to make sure they feel that their point is proven, or they feel better, even if they did something wrong. So I get it when they say you have to leave and go no contact, but I'm just living proof right now of trying to become the best version of me, to become the healed version of me, and to not let them trigger me, and to heal instead of avoid them while I can still be triggered by them. And it's a difficult process, but I'm trying to show that if I can do it while still living with them, then you can too if you've gone no contact. And we don't need any more awareness with narcissists. We don't need any more awareness. We need to learn how to heal and move and thrive beyond it. And that's what this channel is about. So if you're ready for that, then welcome, and yeah, thank you for watching.